Hi guys, so today I'm up on the hill again. Look at that. Nice view. It's pretty cool today. I wanted to continue this series of videos on helpful focuses for this time of year, but also to take into the year ahead, so you don't end up getting miserable, as it's quite easy to do at this time of year when the winter's still got quite a strong hold, particularly in Scotland anyway. Also in a lot of these northern countries. So yeah, logical thinking. Now, the reason that it's important is because it's connected to the heart chakra. And this information comes from a book called Knowledge of Higher Worlds by Steiner. And it's one of the first indications that he gives in relationship to the heart chakra. And it's also something that's used in Goethean plant observation. And the question is, what is it exactly? Because it's really easy to get confused or misdirected by it and think it's making things boring or materialistic, or there's another name for a type of thinking. It's maybe you guys could post it in the comments. A type of negative thinking in relationship to it, but logical thinking has got a bit of a bad name basically, but I think it's because people don't really understand what it is. So he gives a really clear indication with using a pencil, because when you're nature observing, it's easy to go into the wrong relationship to it. If you're using something quite simple like a pencil, and you can go into it in a way that you can see how the thoughts connect with the next thing, like who designed it, how was it made, and then you get to a certain place where he talks about you've come to the end of your observations, so you could go further in observing it, like how do they make the pigments in the paint for the outside of the pencil or something. You could go into that, and then even further, what was the guy, thinking when he was making the paint, but you've got to stop at a certain place, and it's knowing that right place to stop that is important. And all these things, like with the pencil observation, when you start to observe other things, like for instance a piece of grass like this, then it becomes a lot clearer when you start using things like you're saying it looks dead, for instance. That's not logical thought. That's thought from the past, that you know that a plant like this, a plant that looks like this is dead. So you're like bringing something, it's not the next logical sequence in the thought. So that'd be the colour of it. It's a kind of light yellowy browny colour. You see the difference. You're not going into presumptions, because presumptions are the mother of all. You got it. So yeah, the other thing, when you start to work with it, you think because I've been working with it for a while now. And one of the things that I find it really helpful for this time we're living in is so much of our life is connected with sensationalism, and you get very used to it. So this type of logical thinking kind of goes, well, you kind of go, well, it's boring, what's the point type thing. And when you start to think something's boring, that's when it's good. It is. That's when, because you have to bring your own consciousness to it without being inspired from an external source of excitement. It's you have to bring your own wonder, and it's a place of freedom you're working from when it starts to get boring. So you can see how great it is to do this exercise on a daily basis. At least off and on, a month and then a week off and then back on. At least until you've really got into it, embodied it. And it's really, the other thing that I find really helpful personally, I've found lots of aspects of it helpful, but one of the things is that with the heart force, it's easy to get caught up in this emotional feeling qualities, and they tend to, they're not connected with logical thinking, so they're not really connected with what's truly needed, if you see what I mean. So they tend to make you fly off into a sensationalist place. It's not like what's truly needed. So you can, basically the other thing that helps me with is I find it helps me cope with being able to say, well, I've done all I can do, because that's a logical sequence of things that you can do. And it's great that's why it's great to do plant observation studies, because you're doing this work in a group and you can see how other people use their minds and what comes up, particularly when you're facilitating it, like I've facilitated Gertian observation over the years, and it's really interesting to see how different people relate to that type of thinking, because it's not like a common thing. You would think, it's a common thing that people do all the time, particularly with this age we're living in. We all use, it's not about having proof or anything like that. It's just a simple step-by-step process, and it really does bring you a kind of groundedness. You're able to relax a lot more. You're not getting stuck in sensationalism. You're not getting caught up in emotional response to things. And it's just a whole kind of, when you start to work with this whole kind of health-giving process. And then you can start to work with these other things in connection with the heart force. And one of them is actually, it's not. The one I'm thinking of is right speed, and it's connected to the thyroid chakra. But they all interrelate. But right speed is one of the indications given in the 8 petals of the neck chakra. And it's really interesting in relationship to this exercise, because it does bring about right speed. It's not about going too fast or too slow. It's about just kind of living into that healthy balance of the right speed. So you've got enough time to think about it and meditate on it at the same time you're moving forward and getting the test done. So yeah, these two things have a strong relationship. But basically what I wanted to work on today was logical thinking and the practice of it, because it really is transformative if you bring it into your life and work with it on a regular basis. I'd highly recommend it. And let me know what your thoughts are, and if you've worked with it before, and post any comments. And from the top of the hill, I'll say bye-bye, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll just give you a wee look at the scenery at the moment. Fantastic. So yeah, remember to like and subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.